good? It's your boy Hurricane giving you some video game hood news, hood reviews. Telling you there's a lot of talk about this Resident Evil 4 remake, and I am really skeptical about learning more and finding out more, because after what I saw with the Resident Evil 3 remake, all the content that they cut, all the dialogue that they cut, the motherfucking mismatching of Jill not going to the police station, y'all sent Carlos to the police station, spoiler alert, and it's like, it was so much content cut, it was just not funny. It was just like not funny at all. I'm talking about so much content was cut from that game, and it felt like a cash grab. One, it felt like a fucking DLC for motherfucking Resident Evil 2. When you want to make a good motherfucking remake, you take elements from the original Resident Evil remake, which was scary as fuck, and Resident Evil 2 remake, which was scary as fuck. Now, there's only two things that I didn't like about Resident Evil 2 remake. What I didn't like about Resident Evil 2 remake was this: when you played with a certain character, like, for example, let's say you played with Claire, and you open up all the doors with Claire, and you beat the game with Claire, and you get ready to go in there with Leon. When you go in there with Leon, the doors that was open with Claire will be open for you. So they ain't do that in the new Resident Evil 2 remake. So, but it made up for keeping the environments. It made up for the extra horror. It made up for that shit. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to this Resident Evil 4 remake, you guys should remember, if they cut content for RE3 remake, and we had a lot of people mad at that shit, it was a major backlash, and y'all still want to come out with an RE4 remake? It's like, look, I knew RE3 remake wasn't going to be good because it came out too fast. Y'all just got done making Resident Evil 2 remake, and y'all saw how great that shit was. Sniffing a whole bunch of cocaine off of bitches. And then not only that, y'all come out with motherfucking Devil May Cry 5, which was a great way to end the arc of Virgil, which was a great way to expand the character arc of Nero and Dante and all the other cats. Man, I'm talking about, nigga, Devil May Cry 5 is one of the greatest action games known to motherfucking man. If anybody want to make a great action game, take elements from Devil May Cry motherfucking 5. Because that shit is the greatest shit ever. And I'm not a fan of Devil May Cry, but I'm damn sure a great fan of Devil May Cry. I've been playing Devil May Cry since part 1. And didn't too much care for 2, because I only played it on a demo. And then I had 3, which was the greatest shit ever. Then I bought part 4, which was but it brought us the character in Nero. And the shit that we was asking for in part 4, we got that shit in part 5, plus more. So, and plus, it was on PS4 and the motherfucking Xbox motherfucking One. So it was real great to play the new Devil May Cry. But anyway, back to Resident Evil. If Resident Evil 4 comes out and they cut content, people are not going to, like, really generate to this game or buy it, because y'all really fucked up. If y'all was gonna do a remake, y'all should have just remade Code Veronica, because Code Veronica really supposed to come after the Nemesis story. But fuck it, let's just go with Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 4. So okay, I don't mind. But if y'all going to make Resident Evil 4, y'all gotta have the content there, from the village to the castle to the island to all the bosses that was there. We got the giant motherfucking bosses. We got the right hand man's motherfucking Salazar. We got the motherfucking oh my god, we got the creature in the lake. Man, there's a lot of great bosses in that motherfucking game. So I need y'all to do that shit right, Capcom. And I don't fuck up. And speaking of more Resident Evil news, this new Resident Evil Village aka Resident Evil 8. They don't want to call it Resident Evil 8. I don't know why. The Roman numerals inside the goddamn letters. But anyway, Resident Evil Village is coming soon, and the graphics are looking nice. I'm about to look at some more gameplay and like read about it some more and see how it's gonna be, because that's what they really should be truly focusing on. Fuck remakes, honestly, because I think it shows that nobody's creative no more. Stop making remakes. If you're gonna make a fucking remake, goddamn nigga, like at least make the remake perfect and right, like how y'all did Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2 remake. Final Fantasy 7 remake is awesome up to a point where there's these other creatures that's fucking with space and time, and it's creating a whole bunch of time shit, which wasn't in the original Final Fantasy 7. But since it's a remake, and you gotta deal with whatever the fuck they got going on, to me, it's lazy writing, lazy ideas, lazy ambition, lazy all the way around. Fuck a remake, because at the end of the day, ain't nobody asking for a remake, especially for Resident Evil 4, which was already a perfect game. You know what I'm saying? It was already a perfect game. I don't think that shit should have been a remake. Resident Evil 2 should have been a remake either, but the remake that they did come out with was awesome. You know, it was awesome. You know, like just to keep some shit alive. So, and more game news. A lot of people saying that the Spider-Man Miles Morales was a cash grab. Some people saying that the Marvel's Avengers new game was a cash grab. Okay, let's say this. If these games are cash grabs, we should automatically know that it's a cash grab when we read the interviews and reviews on the game, because it kind of gives it away once they, you know, have the interview or have the motherfucking review. So, for the future, read between the lines, everybody, so we don't get cash grabbed. Read between the lines so we don't have to feel like that we've been holed, wasting $60 on the game and the $99 season pass and a whole bunch of other crazy bullshit. Let's try to stop all that. So, Resident Evil 4, we gonna see a remake. I just hope it be alright. So this your boy Hurricane giving you some video game hood news. Peace.